And I got Laxus fighting against Kyoka. This is another one of those fights where we take it back to the Tartoros arc, and we switch the opponents. He originally fought against Tempest Star, who actually gave him anti-magic particles in his system, and we'll just say, from a story standpoint, that he still has those in his system. Um, he still went to go fight the guy, and actually because they destroyed the recoup chamber that he left his buddy, he was dead after, lost his shield. Um, but this is a demon who is stronger. Like, not gonna fucking lie, this demon is more powerful, and especially this demon Kyoka that he's fighting against. I'm giving her full power. Like, she got extra power from Margir, the ruler of the underworld. Um, So she basically was the strongest out of the 9 demon gates by the time he did that to her. So she's fighting at full power and he's fighting with anti magic particles and system. Um, so let's see how this fight goes. Physical strength still going to Laxus. She likes to resort to trick tactics and shit. Now she's tough. She's strong in her own way. But Laxus, he's right there with these demons and shit. Like, the demon was fighting him, Tempest Star, and he was like, "You are not human. Like, well, how the fuck are you still moving around when these anti-magic particles are liquefying your guts?" And he's like, "I'm a wizard of fairy tale. I gotta give up. I'm here with it. Same situation with this. She'll be able to tell, something's up with him, and he just don't give a fuck. I'm hitting her hard as fuck, man. Um, Stronger than her. Still, even with that amp. With speed, goes to Laxus. Laxus moves, fast, right, with the lightning. Um, Even with the, anti-magic particles in the system. And he is a little bit slower, but not much. Um, Durability-wise, and giving it to the demon would have better durability than Laxus, especially when he has anti-magic particles floating through his body. She got amps from the Underworld King. She Fuck, she was hard for Urza to beat, right? Urza had to, bust out. Um, New moves to take her out, right? Um, Endurance goes to Laxus. Um, Laxus has better endurance than her without the anti-magic particles, but then he's also fighting for a cause, right? This man's not the guy who was at the beginning of the series. He's like, damn, I gotta win. He knows that he's one of the stronger members of the guild, and they're basically leaning on him for, that kind of, to get the fucking win. And he's like, I have to do this, to protect my guildmates. He's taking that shit more seriously. And, like, in Fairy Tale, that's enough to get these people to fight longer and harder, man. It really is. Um, so I'm gonna give the endurance to Laxus on that one. Intelligence wise, I'll give it to Kyoka. She seems to be like one of the smarter ones. She understands the plan and she's working with the other bitch to, like, make shit happen. We have to find the guy with the key and then we have to, activate it, and it's like this long until that shit activates. We'll have to stop these wizards before they even fucking try to stop us, right? Once the faces get activated, they'll lose their magic and we'll be, able to run roughshod on humans. Like, easy work, right? And she seemed to be like one of the ones who, really understood what was going on, like the details and all that. So I'm giving her intelligence for that. And I ain't saying Laxus is dumb. I give it to her. Experience wise, she was created by Zero a long time ago, and she's been running around doing shit for, Tartoros for a long time. We give the experience to Kyoka on that one. Close skills go to Laxus. Laxus likes to fight up close and personal. But at the same time, he also likes to shoot lightning out from different directions. He could have lightning come from the ground and hit the bitch, right? And that's a long range skill we got. He don't even have to touch her, but he can if he wants to. We got close skills and range skills going to Laxus. Recovery going to Kyoka. And then hacks going to Laxus. Mainly because I believe his magic is more powerful than hers. And, If you don't think so, I don't know what the fuck you've been watching, and I don't know what the fuck where you were for any of that. But you know I'm right. Environment goes to Kyoka because she is a demon from Tartoros. She knows the layout of the place. But this fight is extreme difficulty. Laxus wins extreme difficulty. You know, it took Urza extreme difficulty to win, and I would say Laxus might beat this bitch like mid to high diff, even with the amplifications. If he was at full health bars and shit, didn't have the anti magic particles flowing through his veins and shit, right? But because of that, I have to give this extreme diff. The demon he fought was weaker, and man, we could say that was high to extreme diff as well. You know, if you think that Kyoka wins, you gotta say extreme difficulty behind that, man, because it's not an easy fight. Um, but be cool, calm corner, and let me know what you think in the comments about who wins this battle.